So you finally decided that it's time to hire a bookkeeper, or maybe time to replace your current bookkeeper. But how do you know what to look for when you're interviewing and hiring an outsourced bookkeeper? Hi, this is LJ, and welcome back. Today we're here to talk about how to find an outsourced bookkeeper for your small business, what to look for, and how to know if they're worth it or not. I have 5 criteria that we look for at CFOshare every time that we hire an outsourced bookkeeper to join our team. And I'm going to share those secrets with you. First and foremost, your bookkeeper must have excellent communication skills. It goes without saying, the trope of a bookkeeper is somebody that maybe is better with numbers than they are with words. But that doesn't do you as a small business owner any good. If they're getting all the reporting right and all the numbers right, but you don't understand what they're talking about or what they've done, then why even bother having financial reports?
You're going to want someone that can explain this sophisticated accounting to you in a way that kind of makes sense to a layman or an average person or a founder that's moving 100 miles an hour and is very busy. They don't have time to get all the nuances of the technical accounting. You do want to have somebody that can explain that to you in a simplified way that also resonates and makes sense with your business and why that decision from an accounting standpoint was made. If you are a poor communicator, you're not going to do well in a bookkeeping role. And that's something that needs to be trained or coached or worked on.
Here's a great question to ask a bookkeeper to test their communication skills. Please explain to me how accumulated depreciation works, as though I know nothing about accounting. You'll know based on their answer whether they're a good communicator or not.
Think about your car. The minute you drive it off the lot, it slowly loses value over time. And if you think of that value lost, that is your accumulated depreciation.
The second quality of a good bookkeeper is they need to have the courage to ask you questions. That's because most bookkeepers would rather hide behind the screen and just look at the numbers, and they're going to throw all of your transactions into some categories that they think are appropriate, but don't actually represent what happened in your business. It's important for bookkeepers to talk to you, to ask you, I'm seeing this, but it's an unusual pattern. Hey, there was this thing that happened last month that doesn't quite make sense to me. What caused that?
You have a set section that's just, hey, what questions do you have for us? And usually, if somebody's pretty engaged in a role, they will have thought about it ahead of time and come prepared with questions.
The first couple of questions that I like to ask are what state their books are in now. So, have they been completing monthly bookkeeping? Do they have several bank accounts, several credit cards, lines of credit, things of that nature? Because each one comes with its own level of complexity.
Bookkeepers must have meticulous attention to detail, and we have a few secrets for how we figure that out at CFOshare. At CFOshare, we present all of our new hires with an Excel basic skills test. We want to make sure that they understand the full functionality of Excel, but also are able to troubleshoot through these and find basic formula errors that might exist. This is a great way to check somebody's attention to detail, as well as their ability to use the tools that they need to in order to get their job done. Bookkeepers should be experienced with your software. I know you've probably heard a bookkeeper say, well, an accounting system is an accounting system, and that is true to an extent. But if they're unfamiliar with your particular accounting system, that means they're going to be learning on your dime, charging you hourly rates as they're learning. And that's not the best use of their time. Lastly, a bookkeeper must have a rigorous and disciplined work ethic. That's really difficult to evaluate in an interview, but there's a few ways that you can triangulate that.
But I look for people that are self-starters, that have the ability to take initiative on their own and are resourceful and can kind of get to the bottom of things on their own. That doesn't mean that you don't look for help or ask questions. Asking questions is a great skill, and I think it's important to work with others if you really got to find a solution you haven't seen before. But being able to make that first effort on your own, I think, is a key thing that you want, and it's usually indicative of somebody that's kind of hardworking or willing to put forth effort first before leaning on others to do it for them.
If you're interested in learning more on the 5 ways to evaluate your outsourced bookkeeper, check out our blog, which is linked below in the description, or you're welcome to stop by CFOshare.org, where we have an entire team of bookkeepers and accountants fully vetted and trained and ready to go, hitting all these criteria. Thanks for joining me again, and good luck out there.